What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ace. This is Fantasized Football. Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate y'all coming by, spending some time with the young boy. And as always, thank you all for the love and support. It really, truly means the world to me. Today, we're back with another mock draft. And once again, I know it's too early. I'm sick. I'm deranged. I'm lost. And I don't know what I'm doing. But here we are. We are doing a 12-team full PPR mock draft from the sixth spot with one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex, 7 bench spots. And we got a little update for the drinking game, man. If you're following along, every time I say upside, value, standard, any of those words, take a shot. You're going to be shit-faced. Who cares? Let's have a good time, baby. But yeah, before we get into it, make sure y'all follow the socials. Instagram, it's fantasize_football, FANTASYZE_football. And Twitter, it's fantasizeace, same spelling. And as always, if you like the video, leave a like, comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking of the content and things you agree with, disagree with, any picks that you would have done differently, things of that nature. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notified. And if you guys want any specific mock drafts from specific spots or specific formats, whatever it is, just let me know. I'll make sure I get to them as soon as I can. With all that out of the way, let's kick it off. I already got this thing going, so real quick, let's take a look at the draft board and see what's happened thus far. So we have Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Saquon, Kamara, and Zeke. Looks a lot like last year, man. 5 big running backs coming off the board. Zeke this year is going a little later, but whatever. I am going to try to speed up the process a little bit because I've been taking forever with these lately. But yeah, man. So you know me. I'm going with a running back with my first pick. And for me, it's really not difficult here. Derrick Henry's still on the board. I know it's full PPR, and Derrick Henry isn't very involved in the receiving game, but who knows? We could see him step up a little bit this season with Corey Davis and Jonnu Smith gone, A.J. Brown. Is really the only big name weapon in the passing game on this offense. So maybe Derrick Henry takes a step forward. And regardless, even if not, I don't expect 2,000 yards, but he is relatively safe in any format. I would be going with Derrick Henry here. So after I go Henry, we see Aaron Jones, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Joe Mixon, Jonathan Taylor, and Stephon Diggs. A little early for Mixon. I probably would have taken Eckler before him. And excuse me, and a myriad of other players. But Diggs ends off the first round, and then the second round kicks off with A.J. Brown, Austin Eckler, Michael Thomas, Nick Chubb, Justin Jefferson, and Najee Harris at the 206. I think we'll see more of this, man. Like I was saying in the past couple mocks, I want to see Najee going up a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised to see this when come time for actual fantasy drafts. So this is what you should kind of expect. A 12-team league, even full PPR, should be the workhorse in Pittsburgh on a good offense. So I don't hate that there. So we'll go over to the cheat sheet. I see Kelsey still available, DeAndre Hopkins, Cam Akers, DeAndre Swift, Antonio Gibson, Calvin Ridley, bunch of guys we like here. Generally, I probably would go with Swift here, but the report did just come out with Anthony Lynn saying that Jamal Williams is my A-back and Swift is my B-back, and my A-back can play on 3 downs. So, no. If you guys hadn't seen that, it's ridiculous. I don't know how this guy still has a job in the NFL, but whatever. We're not going to think too much of it. It could be just coach speak to a certain degree. But I'm looking here, right? This is a 12-teamer. We got to start 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. So this is a situation where I do like the positional advantage of Travis Kelce, and we will be a little weaker at wide receiver and running back, but it's not 3 wide receivers or 2 flexes, so I'm not too concerned about that. And right here at our second pick, Travis Kelce being there in the middle of the second round, I got to do it, man. I can't go away with it. Experts rank Travis Kelce as the top tight end. Yeah, I know, as they should. So after that, we take Travis Kelce, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, Darren Waller, DK Metcalf, Cam Akers. And real quick, I just want to touch on Kelce a little more. I don't expect him to be here a lot of time, but it might happen sometimes. And this is like this is a spot where you have to take Travis Kelce. You know what I mean? He's just going to provide you with such an advantage that it'd just be like, it'd be nonsensical to not do it. But anyways, I digress. 212 second round ends with Cam Akers. Then we see Chris Carson, that stinks. Keenan Allen, Mahomes, Gibson, and DeAndre Swift come off the board after that. So we'll go back over to the cheat sheet, and I see we have Allen Robinson, McLaurin, Julio available for wide receivers. Obviously, we're not looking at tight end. Quarterback's too early for me, like I've always said. Wait for a value to fall to me. If not, I'll go with a later round guy. Miles Sanders, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, J.K. Dobbins, David Montgomery there at running back. So I love Allen Robinson, man. I really do. But I'm nervous that if I don't go with another running back here, that I'm going to be put in a spot where I'm not going to be able to get a guy that I really like as my running back too. I'll be stuck with like Gaskin or Jacobs or Mike Davis or something like that. And I like those guys, but I like those guys better as running back threes than I do as running back ones. So for me here, it's between Sanders and Clyde. I think right now, in my rankings, I have Sanders higher, but I think I'll probably one spot higher, but I'll probably move Clyde above him in full PPR with the addition of Kenneth Gainwell in the draft for the Eagles. I do expect the Eagles to be better this year, but who knows what's going to happen with Miles Sanders. They also did grab up Kerryon Johnson. A lot of moving parts. Clyde, no Le'Veon Bell, no Damian Williams. He didn't have him last year, but he's not coming back. Obviously, he signed with the Bears. And I just see a lot of upside there. I was big on Clyde last year, got burned for it. But we saw what he was before Le'Veon Bell was there. Expect him to be more involved in the passing game, be a near workhorse running back. So I like that with Clyde there in the third round. So after we go with Clyde, we see Allen Robinson, McLaurin, Dobbins, Sanders, Kittle, DJ Moore, rounding out the third round. And then the fourth round starts with Josh Allen, Julio, Godwin, Amari Cooper, David Montgomery, and Mike Evans. Unfortunately, Amari Cooper goes off the board. That was my target here in the fourth round. I was hoping I could get him to be my wide receiver one. Obviously, we need to grab ourselves a wide receiver one because we don't have one yet. But we have Kelce, who's essentially like, so whoever, you could basically look at it as Kelce's like our wide receiver one. And whoever we drafted our wide receiver one could just be like the tight end, basically. You know what I mean? Like the points will even themselves out. So I'm looking here, and I definitely need to look at a wide receiver. Robert Woods is still there. Deontay Johnson, CeeDee Lamb, Cooper Kupp, Thielen, Galladay, blah, 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 blah. And then running backs, Jacobs, Gaskin, Hunt, Mike Davis for me, Hawkinson, Mark Andrews. Obviously, we're not looking at tight end. Kyler's still here in the fourth. Relatively decent value, but for me, it's very easy here. I'm going to go with the safe floor and the upside of Robert Woods with Matt Stafford at quarterback for the Rams. I think that Robert Woods could have maybe even the biggest season of his career with Matt Stafford as his quarterback. Obviously, an upgrade from Jared Goff. Should be the top target on the offense, I would assume. And yeah, I love that value there at Robert Woods as our wide receiver one. I do think he has the upside to finish there. If not, he'll be right up there as like a borderline wide receiver one, high-end wide receiver two. So now we're looking here. Josh Jacobs is still here in the fifth round. This is a round probably where I would take him. I'd be looking at him, Myles Gaskin, Mike Davis, guys like that. But then we see Kyler Murray still here at quarterback. And we do have two running backs. We got a wide receiver, and we got Travis Kelce. So we could go all in with having, the number one tight end, a top three quarterback, a top five running back, and two like a running back two and a high-end wide receiver two, borderline wide receiver one, and Robert Woods and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So let me look here. Really, I would probably either be between that or a running back or wide receiver, obviously. But when I look at wide receiver, it's Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins, Odell, Chark, Sutton, Boyd, Robbie Anderson, and then we have Josh Jacobs, Gaskin, Kareem Hunt. You know what? We're going to do something a little different here. This isn't something I would always do, but in this kind of format, it is 12 teams, but we have two running backs, we have a wide receiver, we have a top tight end. Let's see what it looks like if we went with a quarterback here. I think in the fifth round, Kyler Murray is a good value. Like last time, we went with Josh Allen in the sixth round. I think we're going to take Kyler Murray and just see what happens from here. See what our team looks like at the end. This is what mock drafts are for, kind of experimenting with things and seeing how our team looks at the end, right? So After we go with Kyler Murray, we see DJ Chark, Kyle Pitts, T. Higgins, TJ Hawkinson, Brandon Ayuk, Josh Jacobs rounding out the 5th round. And then the 6th round starts with Mike Davis, Odell, Sutton, Lamar, Myles Gaskin, and Dallas Goedert. So unfortunately, a lot of my targets at wide receiver and running back have gone. T. Higgins, Cortland Sutton, and then Mike Davis, Myles Gaskin, and Josh Jacobs all off the board. So we're going to have to pivot a bit here. Let's look back at our cheat sheet. And so we got our quarterback. We're set there. So now we're just going to be drafting for value at running back and wide receiver literally the rest of the draft, right? We have Travis Kelce. We have Kyler Murray. We don't need to draft backup tight end and backup running back. So we will be looking for safety to a certain degree, but we'll also be looking for a lot of upside later on. So I probably should draft my wide receiver 2 here, but I might just wait, honestly, and see what happens. Let me scroll down a bit here. I do see one guy that sticks out to me above the rest here, running at wide receiver. And then running back, we got Kareem Hunt, Chase Edmonds, Travis Etienne, Melvin Gordon. And a report did just come out about Chase Edmonds saying that he's excited to be the starter and this and that. So clearly they told him he's going to be receiving quite a workload. I mean, James Conner did concern me for early down work. Chase Edmonds does have a lot of upside. He could be our 3rd running back, our flex here, or we could go with either Tyler Boyd, Robbie Anderson, or I scroll all the way down here and I see Jamar Chase. We did take Jamar Chase last time, and it would be a little risky going with him as our wide receiver 2 because obviously he's not a proven commodity, but he is one of the, like a generational prospect, one of the top wide receiver prospects in recent memory. So I'm not too concerned with having him as my wide receiver 2, especially with how our team's built up to this point. But if I don't go with Edmonds here, I'm probably going to be looking at some combination of maybe Raheem Mostert, Melvin Gordon, maybe Kenyon Drake, whatever. And if I wait, maybe Jamar Chase falls to me. If not, we could get maybe, I don't know, Fuller or Cooks if we really have to. I'm not huge on Cooks or this Texans offense at all, really. But, I mean, I'm going to take Chase Edmonds here and lock in a 3rd running back, a guy with a lot of upside to play in our flex. Our team is built a lot on upside right now. It really is, other than like Robert Woods. It's just... And Travis Kelce, obviously, too. And Henry. Henry's relatively safe. But draft board. Okay, baby. So after we go with... Whoa, what happened there? After we go with Chase Edmonds. Hey, stop it. Stop it. We see Kenyon Drake, Russell Wilson, Etienne, Higbee, Robbie Anderson, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert, Tyler Boyd, Curtis Samuel, Will Fuller come off the board. So the great news is there's one thing I noticed. We'll make this one short, sweet, quick, to the point. Claypool is there. Also Cooks, but Jamar Chase is still available. Let's do it. Let's grab the upside. I know we just took him last time, but it'd be stupid not to. And this is a round where I see him go in the 6th, 7th round probably, just because of the risk that is involved with it. There's tremendous upside there. Jamar Chase is our wide receiver 2. And now we've got our starting lineup filled out already. We got Kyler Murray, Derrick Henry, Clyde, Robert Woods, Jamar Chase, Travis Kelce, and Chase Edmonds. Whole lot of upside there. Love to see it, man. We got a lot of positional advantage with Kyler Murray and Travis Kelce. Robert Woods is a safe floor wide receiver. Jamar Chase, a lot of upside. I think those two both have the potential to finish as wide receiver 1s if all goes their way. Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Derrick Henry obviously both do as well. Travis Kelce should be the top tight end. Chase Edmonds, if all goes his way, could finish as like a middling RB2. But yeah, so let's go back to the draft board. After we went with Jamar Chase, we see Kareem Hunt, Deshaun Watson. We're not going to speak on that too much. You won't see this here very much, but I'm glad that I took a quarterback early because Antonio Brown, wow, 7th round, that's early. But I love Antonio Brown. That might even be a little early for me, though. Tom Brady, Joe Burrow, Claypool round out the 7th round, then Brandon Cooks, Melvin Gordon, Raheem Mostert, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, and Matt Stafford go at the 806. See, this is good that we did this because usually Stafford falls to like the 10th round. But if we had done our normal strategy of waiting, actually, I think Jalen Hurts is still here. We could have just taken Jalen Hurts here, right? Yeah, we could have just taken Jalen Hurts. But we locked in Kyler Murray early, so I like having this positional advantage. We kind of started a run on quarterback. We see, well, the guy that picked Dak did, and then we went Kyler, and then we see after that, Lamar, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Herbert, blah, 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 everyone else. So back over to the cheat sheet. Now we're going to start filling out our bench. We don't need to look at tight end. We don't need to look at quarterback. So we're going to be looking at running back and wide receiver here. We have 3 running backs right now, 3 receivers. I'm not locked into drafting receiver here. I'm okay with waiting and letting value kind of fall to me. But let's look at running back real quick. David Johnson, Damian Harris, James Conner, Zach Moss. Way down there, Javonte Williams would be the guy that I would be looking at here. He's who I have ranked the highest out of this group. A lot of upside there, obviously. Take a shot. Deebo Samuel, Jarvis Landry, Jerry Judy, Devontae Parker, Corey Davis, Hollywood, Devontae Smith down there. So the guy that I'm going to go with here, right? I'm going to go with a wide receiver, and I'm going to take Jerry Judy of the Denver Broncos, right? Jerry Judy, last season, high target volume, had an issue with drops. I expect that to change going in year 2. I expect him to take a big step forward, and I love him as my wide receiver 3 here in a team where I've built very balanced with my tight end and my quarterback early on. I'm okay with him as my wide receiver 3. A lot of upside. Maybe I'll take someone a little safer later on that provides like more of a floor, God forbid, if Judy doesn't work out and Jamar Chase doesn't. So after we go Jerry Judy, we see David Johnson, Logan Thomas, Damian Harris, Naeem Hines, and Jarvis Landry round out to 8th. Then in the 9th, Marquise Hollywood Brown, James Conner, Deebo Samuel, Zach Moss, and Devontae Parker. Man, it's working out for the young boy here. So yeah, all right, back over here. Wide receivers, we still have Devontae Smith there, Michael Pittman, Corey Davis, Laviska. But running back, Singletary, A.J. Dillon, Tariq Cohen, man, Jamal Williams. But one guy's still there, and we gonna take him, my boy. Denver Broncos again. We're doubling up on the Broncos. Javonte Williams, baby, is my running back 4. I love that. Like I said in the past, man, I know we drafted him in a previous mock draft. It's just come mid-season, if he takes over, he could be the type of cat that will win you your league, So I'm cool with Javonte Williams there. We got a lot of upside here with our last 2 picks in Judy and Javonte Williams. After we go Javonte, we see Devonta Smith come off the board, Michael Carter, Corey Davis, Tariq Cohen, Laviska Shenault, Michael Gallup, and then to start the 10th, Marvin Jones, Trey Sermon, Michael Pittman, Jalen Waddle, A.J. Dillon, Tevin Coleman. Now, I'm glad that I went with Javonte Williams because we see Michael Carter and Trey Sermon, 2 guys I probably would have looked at if I didn't there as my running back 4 go off the board. But we do see 3 guys I would have been targeting, Devontae Smith, Michael Pittman, and Jalen Waddle come off the board, unfortunately. So we got 4 running backs here. I might go with the 5th. I might go with the 5th at some point, just like a handcuff or something like that, or take a shot on someone just to see what happens. Just because we have Edmonds and Javonte Williams that we're not 100% sure on. Clyde and Derrick Henry I'm happy with, but if one of them goes down and Edmonds and Javonte don't work out, especially early in the season, in Javante's case, then we're in a tough spot, right? So I'm going to look here, and actually there's one guy that's popping out to me here. You look at running back. Singletary is still there, which at this point in the draft I don't hate because this is a spot where, what you're kind of going to get from Devin Singletary. He might have a few blow-up games, but him and Zach Moss are kind of going to split, for the most part. I think Zach Moss will probably take over more, but Singletary does still have some value around here. Jamal Williams I like as well. But then you look at wide receiver, Cole Beasley, T.Y. Hilton, Mike Williams, Darnell Mooney, Sterling Shepard, etc. For me, I'm going to take Cole Beasley here. It's just, like I had mentioned before, I do want to have a safety net, right, at wide receiver, with Jamar Chase as my wide receiver 2 and Jerry Judy as my wide receiver 3. If something doesn't work out with these guys, then Cole Beasley's a guy I can slot in my lineup week in, week out, and he's never going to lose me a week. He won't really win me a week, but that's what I got Travis Kelce, Derrick Henry, Kyler Murray, Chase Edmonds, those type of guys for. Cole Beasley's kind of my safety net here to make sure that I have a safe floor there to kind of make sure that I can pull that through when I have a big blow-up game and I'm playing against someone at a big blow-up game and, my wide receiver 2 can come through, or my flex or whatever on a bye week can come through and give me that 10, 12 PPR points that will keep me afloat. So Scroll down a little bit here, all right? So after we go Cole Beasley, we see Sterling Shepard, J.D. McKissick, Devin Singletary, Mike Williams, and Gus Edwards round out the 10th round. And then start the 11th, Jamison Crowder, Tony Pollard, T.Y. Hilton, Noah Fant, and Robert Tonyan. Okay, so we're going to go back over here to our cheat sheet. See what's happening at running back. We're just drafting kind of like balanced here, running back, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver. This is probably going to be the last running back we take if we do go with a running back here. I do see Darnell Mooney available, who I really like. John Brown's there. Scroll down a little bit. Yeah, wide receiver's drying up a little bit, but no big deal. All right. So yeah, man, Jamal Williams is still here, and I'm going to take Jamal Williams. Like I said, Jamal Williams' stock may be rising a bit with this whole Anthony Lynn thing. I think we could see maybe even, like, if this is true, a Melvin Gordon, Austin Eckler type of deal. Not like as pronounced as that, because I do think Swift will have a bigger role in the run game than Austin Eckler ever did. But yeah, man, I think that Jamal Williams does have upside, even if that isn't the case, as like a weekly flex. If anything were, God forbid, to happen to DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams has a massive ceiling at that point. But yeah, man. So let's go look at the draft board once again. And after we go Jamal Williams, Trevor Lawrence comes off the board, Darnell Mooney, Jonnu Smith, Latavius Murray, Jalen Reagor, Irv Smith in the 11th. Start the 12th, James White, Salvon Ahmed, Jalen Hurts at the 12:03. Wow, what a value. Wow. Kind of wish we waited now and went with Jalen Hurts in the 12th. Probably won't happen often anyway, so it's okay. Jeff Wilson, Matt Ryan, and Phillip Lindsay. Running back is very dry at this point. Very, very, very dry. I just realized we have Javonte and Jamal Williams sending trades for Jay Williams, sending Jamal Williams as Javonte Williams. It's kind of a play right there, eh? So yeah, man, let's go back over. Look here. We're going to be looking at a wide receiver here. Probably the rest of our picks. We got 3 picks left. We are going to be going for wide receivers. So yeah, man, we got John Brown, Aglor, Mecole Hardman, Henry Ruggs, Christian Kirk, Denzel Mims, Slayton, Alan Lazard, Perryman, blah, blah, blah. You go down. There's all those guys. Yeah. So you guys know me. Normally I would go Rashad Bateman here, but I want to diversify a little bit. I don't want to take the same guys all the time. We already got Cole Beasley, Javonte Williams, guys that we've drafted, Jamar Chase that we drafted before. So let's diversify a little bit and let's look at somebody different. And for me here, I mean, John Brown's a guy that I like. Also, Henry Ruggs, I think either one of those guys could kind of be the number one. I don't know if Ruggs is going to go all the way up that high. So I think I did draft John Brown recently too, and I spoke on this a little bit. I do think John Brown will be the number one wide receiver, obviously not the number one option, with Darren Waller in the offense. But you know what? We need upside. That's what we're shooting for clearly here. So I'm going to take Denzel Mims of the New York Jets, who could be the number one receiver, high draft capital. Last season with Sam Darnold didn't get as much action as we would hope for. But, this season, new coaching staff, new quarterback, Denzel Mims very well could come in and be the number one wide receiver on his team. His main competition for that is Elijah Moore and Corey Davis. Elijah Moore obviously is a rookie, who I expect, if they do cut Jamison Crowder, will be the slot receiver, and then him and Corey Davis on the outside. That is Mims and Corey Davis. Mims could end up being the number one. Corey Davis has only had one real good year, so you never know. We're going to scroll down a bit further here. Actually, we all the way scroll down. Oh, we are. Oh, we only got 2 picks left anyways. All right, so after we take Mims, Le'Veon Bell, not on a team. Darrell Henderson, Gio Bernard, oh my God. Gesicki, Darrell Williams, yuck. Oh my God, quarterback's disgusting here. Tannehill at the 13:01 is this guy's backup. Baker Mayfield is this guy's backup at the 13:02. John Brown, Christian Kirk, Hayden Hurst come off the board there. Now we're back on the clock at the 13:06. God, this is disgusting. Will someone just pick Rashad Bateman so I don't have to? Man, I just want to pick Rashad Bateman here. God. Oh, breaking my heart. Just to make it abundantly clear for the brand, I'm doing this to diversify things, to make it not the same draft every time. If I did the same thing every time, I'd be picking all the same guys all the time. It would get really boring. So we're not going to do that. We're going to favor Rashad Bateman here. It really hurts to do it, but we are going to do it. I know. I hate myself for it too. Another guy I look at here is Gabe Davis, but we already have Cole Beasley, so I don't want to have 2 Bills wide receivers. Ruggs is still sitting there. I would look at Ruggs a little bit. Mecole Hardman, I'm kind of off the bandwagon at this point, man. Aglor is interesting. Aglor is interesting because he could be the number one option on his team. I mean, if Cam Newton's the quarterback the whole season, it's kind of rough. Last year, he did have a career year. You look down a little further, A.J. Green's there, Bashad Perryman, Emmanuel Sanders, yuck, another Buffalo guy, Alan Lazard. Scroll down. Let's go hunting a little bit. Terrace Marshall, we draft him all the time. Brian Edwards, Anthony Miller, Tim Patrick. Yes, let's even go further. Look, is there any... What's going down here? Anything crazy anyone that I would have missed? I mean, we can wait on all these guys. Dwayne Eskridge, who I was thinking of earlier. Not for this, but I was just thinking about him, and I couldn't, his name wouldn't come to my head. You know what? Let's do something weird. Let me know what you guys think of this, because I'm going to go with Nelson Aglor, because let's say that Cam Newton, right, week 1, week 2, they go, or let's say after week 3, they go, or week 4, week 3 or 4, they go 0-3, 0-4, something like that, right? They start off, they lose the first 4 games. Cam Newton's kind of struggling. They bring in Mac Jones, and they're just kind of playing from behind and de-gaffing the ball. And Nelson Aglor is the number 1 receiver. There's a lot of upside there in that case, if that's the case. So we'll take Nelson Aglor, hang on to him for a few weeks, see what happens, and kind of go from there. Like I said, we're trying to diversify the revenue a little bit here. And you know what? I'm sick of the disrespect. I don't care anymore. Hold on. Never mind. We'll get back to that. Draft board. Draft board it is, baby. Okay. Yeah. All right. So after we go Aglor, we see Traquan Smith, Alexander Madison, Marlon Mack, Henry Ruggs, Kirk Cousins, Kenny Gainwell to round out the 13th, Rashad Penny, Mecole Hardman, and then a huge run on tight end, Evan Engram, Cole Kmet, Austin Hooper, Blake Jarwin. I don't mind the strategy of pairing Jonnu Smith and Cole Kmet here. This guy doesn't have another tight end, does he? No. Okay. So the guy that drafted Engram had Hawkinson, and the guy that drafted Hooper had Pitts. I like that. I've talked about that. Kyle Pitts and Austin Hooper. Love pairing those two up. Hooper's a guy that's going wicked late that I think has a solid floor, and Pitts, obviously, a lot of upside. But if it doesn't work out, rookie tight end syndrome, good thing to have. Dallas Goedert and Blake Jarwin. Whatever. Okay, back to the point. The main event. I'm sick of this bullshit. I'm sick of the disrespect. We're not doing this. I'm not letting him go undrafted. I'm taking Rashad Bateman. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I would have taken him 3 rounds ago. I'd be doing myself an injustice if I did. I got a B+, baby. It's the best grade we've got thus far. Yeah, so I don't care though. But anyways, let's move up. Let's go through. Let's go through these last few picks. After I go Bateman, Wentz, Daniel Jones, Sony Michel, Slayton, Hunter Henry come off the board. Finish it up. Let's look at our team overall and see what we think. All right, so where are we? We're right here. Okay, so we go Derrick Henry first, Kelsey, Clyde, Robert Woods, Kyler Murray, Chase Edmonds, Jamar Chase, Jerry Judy, Javonte Williams, Cole Beasley, Jamal Williams, Denzel Mims, Nelson Aglor, and Rashad Bateman. So our starting lineup, Kyler Murray at quarterback, Derrick Henry and Clyde as our running back 1 and running back 2. Robert Woods is our wide receiver 1. Jamar Chase is our wide receiver 2. Travis Kelce at tight end, if I didn't mention that already. And then a combination of like Chase Edmonds, Jerry Judy, Javonte Williams, Cole Beasley as our flexes. Then some more upside type of guys, Jamal Williams, Denzel Mims, Nelson Aglor, Rashad Bateman to round out our roster. So let me know what you guys think of this one down in the comments. This isn't something that's really common for me. I probably wouldn't do this in one of my own drafts, but we like to see what things look like. You know, that's the point of mocks, like I said earlier. Kind of try different things out, see what we like, see what we don't like. I don't hate this team, though. I do think I'm a little weak at running back and wide receiver, but the strength is made up for in Kelsey and Kyler Murray. Yo, sorry, y'all. Little discrepancy there. Didn't realize that the new camera, we do have the new equipment, cuts off video recordings at about just under 30 minutes. So we went just over 30. We kept it under 40, which is nice. But yeah, man, I just want to quickly hop back in and say thank y'all for coming by and spending some time with me. I really do appreciate it. And as always, like the video. If you did enjoy it, leave a comment. Let me know what you would have done differently in this here mock draft, and the picks you liked, the picks you didn't like, mock drafts you'd like to see in the future. Share to all your friends, family, all that good stuff. Let them know about the channel. Follow all the socials. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit them bells so you can get notified whenever a new video drops. With all that out of the way, thank you all for coming by today. Really means the world to me. Thank you. Love you. Peace.